Let's suggest that you've built some queries in a test environment and now it's time to start using them for real. Or perhaps you've built your query on a CSV file for a specific month and now you need to point it to a new month. Or maybe you're a consultant and you build your solutions and then you send them to your client who then needs to update them to work with their environment. Well, in all of these circumstances, we need to change our data source location that's referenced within our query. So in this video, we're looking at 7 methods by which we can repoint our query to new source data. So if you're ready, let's get started. The first step in most queries is the source data. Technically, it doesn't have to be, and we'll see an example of that later, but normally it is. So therefore, we can come across to our source step and click on the gear icon. From there, it opens up a dialog box where we can see where that source data is currently saved. We can click on Browse, navigate to a new file, click Open, and then that will then give us access to our new source data. Method number 2 involves changing the M code in the formula bar. In here we can see the file path, which means that we can edit this directly in this formula bar. Once we've made those changes, we'll click away and Power Query will then connect to that new data source. The third method is changing the M code in the advanced editor. So from the View ribbon, we can select Advanced Editor, and again we can see that file path within that code. All we need to do is to change that text and then click Done, and Power Query will point to that new source data location. If we have multiple queries coming from the same source, the previous methods that we've looked at will only change those sources one by one. But if we use the data source settings, it repoints all of those queries to the new source automatically. So in Power Query, from the Home ribbon, I can select Data Source Settings. This brings up the dialog box. From that, I can select the source that I want to change and then click the Change Source button. This opens up the same dialog box as we've seen previously. However, the difference is that when we click OK on here and when we click Close, it applies those changed sources to everything that is using that same data source. Method number 5 uses worksheet cell parameters. Because a cell on a worksheet can contain a text string, and we can use that text string as the source of where our data is. Due to the formula firewall error, it's possible that in this scenario, source will not be the first step. You can see here in this example that we actually have file path as the first step. So if we come up and click on View and then look at the advanced editor, you'll see that we have this item called file path, and this is linking to a named range that is also called file path. So I'll click Done on there, I'll come out of Power Query, and then once we get back to Excel, I can click on the named range drop down, find my item that's called file path, and that will point me to the location where I can change that text string. Method 6 is where we use other queries as parameters. So for example, in our source step here, you can see that we reference something called the parameter query. When I come to the parameter query, you can see that is the value that's passed across, and this is purely coming from the text that's contained in the formula bar. So I can just change this text to the new source path and that will update everything accordingly. Method 7 involves changing the source data inside an official Power Query parameter. So again, if I come to my source step here, you can see that I'm referencing something called file path parameter. When I find that query on the left hand side, you can see that it has this icon. This icon indicates that it is an official Power Query parameter. So from the Home ribbon, I can come to Manage Parameters. This is the parameter that I have selected here, and I can change the current value inside this field here. I can provide the path to my new data location and then click OK. That will then repoint my query to the new source data. Well, that's it for this video. We've looked at 7 methods by which we can repoint our query to a new data source. And even these 7 methods aren't exhaustive. We could have used a function, for example, to create our file path. So there's other ways that we could have used. But I think these 7 are probably the most common and the ones that you're likely to come across. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.